Hi guys, this is Lorelai and
Agnes Janowska.
And we're just sitting here. We're very good friends, and we're just sitting and chatting away. And a very important topic came up, and I think it's important for all of you as well for us.
For us, yeah.
It's relationships.
Yeah, relationships. Everyone has problems with relationship, or the majority of people have problems with relationships. And we do too sometimes.
Yes, we do. So even though we have years of experience as therapists and healers and so many years of self-development.
But sometimes something came up and we need to work on that. It's like you work on something and then the universe is giving you something. Okay, did you work this out? So here you go, try. Is that true or is not true? Are you ready for a relationship, or are you ready to keep yourself within a relationship? The universe always will keep checking up if you're ready.
Checking you. Yeah, the universe will give you challenges and tests, and I think it's just to make sure that whatever you do is from your higher self. It's not just, from your ego or from your fears or from your beliefs. And that's where relationships are great, because that's the best way we learn about ourselves, and that's how we grow.
Yeah, within the relationship. And it's very, very important that we staying true to ourselves, as Lorelai has said, within any relationship. Because first of all, you have to choose you, and then you can be in relationship. But first of all, in every relationship, you have to choose yourself. And you were talking about this lately, because we have similar experiences, as you said, and we have similar
stories.
Similar stories.
Yeah, we go through similar stories at a specific time. Yeah.
When I was leaving Ireland because I live in Germany now, but I was living in Ireland in August, and we were talking about relationship back then. And for me, many things changed. For Lorelai, it's life experience too. Yes. Many things happened. But we grow, we learn, and we moving forward, and we try to enjoy our lives how it is, with all the challenges we are getting.
And the challenges, they're big challenges, but we need to have an awareness that every challenge is an opportunity to grow. So with that awareness, we're not putting ourselves down. Yeah, of course, we're human, so we have emotions. And, sometimes we get sad, sometimes we get upset, sometimes we get jealous, sometimes we get unsure, because we're human, just like all of you are. But then, if you have a realization that
the awareness that every relationship is a lesson and opportunity to grow, then it's different, because we can look at things from a different perspective and change our habits, how we behave, and then the situation changed from outside. But first, we need to be aware what we're actually doing, and where we're doing the same mistakes over and over again. Because usually we have like soul mistake. One soul mistake. I have read about that recently. And this mistake we doing, the same mistake we're doing all over again. And we need to catch ourselves on that mistake where we're doing this, and just to hear that, and
So I think that mistake that you're talking about, it's like maybe a pattern that we're doing. We have patterns that we learn when we're small children. When we learn from our parents about how we deserve to be treated, and then we get an example of relationships by looking at our parents' relationships. And then we form those patterns in our head. So in the future, like, we attract people into our life who fit our patterns, which is not always healthy for us, which is not always good for us, and it doesn't make us happy. So we don't act from the heart level, we act from the level of a belief.
Like like a computer system, which is repeating over and again things. So for me, the relationship which I was building with my partners was a relationship with my father, or that what I was observing in my family. But that's nothing what I would like to choose for me, but in the same time, you're doing this automatically. So during the 5 months, the last 5 months, I realized, well, I'm doing the mistake, and finally, I got it.
And when you got it, and that's the most important thing, when you got it, that's the awareness. Yeah. And when you get the awareness, then you have a power to change it. And some people don't realize that just because you're aware of something, that things will change. No, you're aware of something, and that's when you make a choice, whether you're going to change the pattern or you stay with it. But it's kind of hard to stay with the pattern if you're aware of it, because it doesn't sit with your soul.
Yeah, then you're trying to find the solution. And if you don't know how to do this yourself, you're trying to ask questions, and then you find the solution, how to deal differently with certain situation. So what we're trying to say, that everything is possible. Absolutely everything is possible, because it's the most important person within a relationship is you, and that you need to remember all the time. And what I was going to say, I'm in a happy relationship now. I don't know what's going to be in the future, but doesn't really matter, because I choose myself, guys. I choose myself, and doesn't matter what's going to happen. I choose myself, and I can be happy within me. And that is most important. Just be with yourself sometimes for a few minutes and feel yourself. Feel how beautiful your energy is, how you're radiating is the word.
You're radiating your own energy.
Yeah, and when you are with yourself, when you're happy, when are the best moments in your life? Well, for me, when I'm by myself, because then I can do things like I'm so childish, I can do stuff, I'm smiley. And when you go into a relationship, it's like two planets meeting, and a little bit of drama sometimes too.
That was actually a very interesting movie that Will Smith did. I think we were talking about this the other day. He was talking about himself and his wife, Jada. And he said that what they realize is that they are not one person. They are two planets that meet, and they try to kind of float next to each other, but they are not becoming one planet. Every person is separate, and first and foremost, you need to be happy with yourself, as Agnes is saying. So once you're happy with yourself, then you attract people who are happy with themselves, and then you can create a happy relationship while two people are still separate. So you are together, you're like walking hand in hand, but you do not become this one person, because that's not real. That's kind of
never going to happen.
It's kind of like when you have a void in yourself, you try to fill it with the other person. But when you feel whole, you don't have a void, so you can actually be a partner of the other person.
That's the feeling when you actually don't need any partner, and that's the moment when you realize, I don't need any partner. And I know it's difficult to do, but that's true. And I didn't believe it's true, but it is true. So you have to be happy with yourself first, and nobody will make you happy. Maybe for a short period of time, but not for life.
Yeah, I don't think it's real. Like somebody making you happy, it's not real. You have to be happy in yourself. And then you can share the happiness with the other person.
Yeah, totally.
So relationships are about loving yourself. So you need to learn how to love yourself first, how to feel whole yourself, how to appreciate yourself first. There's another thing that we're talking about is setting boundaries, because healthy boundaries are very important in relationships as well. And they come from feeling that
you are worthy. You are worthy, and you
deserve it.
You deserve it, yeah. And you deserve the best.
And what do you need? Like, what is it that you need? What is it that you need from the other person?
To feel safe within a relationship, and feel that you don't have to give up something, because a relationship shouldn't be like we have to give up for something and compromise. Okay, compromise in a different way, not like giving up yourself for a relationship.
Yes, exactly.
For a relationship.
Not giving yourself up. Compromise. It's about maybe
little things, like what you do in the kitchen or in the
who's doing the dishes, who's doing the laundry, or if you're going to the cinema or for dinner. Those are little things when it comes to compromise. But you cannot compromise who you are.
Yeah, totally.
Never. If somebody's asking you to give up a part of yourself, that's not a real relationship. That's somebody that doesn't feel whole, and they need you to feel that whole for them by becoming somebody else.
Exactly, that's how it is. I don't know, shall we talk about something else today, or is that...
relationships is a topic.
It's a very long topic.
So many conversations. I think just kind of to finish off this video and kind of our conversation, we're going to talk about it some more after the video. But I think value yourself and learn to love yourself first before you go into a relationship. And I think that's the more
even when you are in the relationship, still value yourself. Make mistake, but still value yourself.
You can learn to value yourself while being in a relationship.
Yeah, totally,
but put yourself first, which doesn't mean to degrade the other person. That's not what we're saying.
No, we're not talking about that.
No, it's just about, loving yourself first.
What is important for you? What you want, how you want to be in a relationship, what you want to experience. It's those questions you need to ask yourself, and then you can go within a relationship. I mean, even when you do mistakes, it's okay, but learn on them.
Learn from them. Learn from your mistakes and learn from, the things that don't go well. And if a challenge comes up in a relationship, that's an opportunity for you to learn about yourself, not about the other person, because we can only change ourselves.
Absolutely.
Not the other person.
This is not about changing someone else.
So remember that you can't change anybody else. Anything that comes up, it's for you.
Yeah, it's an opportunity for the grow and learning process for you.
And that's why it's worth to be in a relationship, because the other person allows you to, face those challenges. But if you don't face them, and then even if you end the relationship, you're going to have another relationship with a similar kind of person.
Yeah.
And until you get the lesson, you're still going to be with the same kind of person. You're not going to be happy. So create a relationship with yourself. Do what is important for you. And
set the boundaries. Set the boundaries. Very important.
I think maybe we should talk about boundaries for a bit. Because that's important.
I don't know how to explain this properly, but I believe you need to know what do you want actually within the relationship. What do you really want? When you know what you want, then to set the boundaries is easy. I mean, it's very easy to forget about yourself, but when you have a view on that, what do you want from the relationship, it's easier to set the boundaries and say, okay, I want this, and this, and this. I'm getting this actually from the relationship? And if I'm not getting, how I'm gonna to get this? Can I talk with that person? Can I have an honest conversation about that? How I'm gonna get that? Or sometimes you can get angry. You can set boundaries by being angry. Just set the boundaries. But you have to know what do you actually want. That's the main thing.
What do you want, and what do you allow to, how much do you allow in your space, because sometimes, you may not mind the dirty socks in your bathroom, and that's fine. But then if somebody calls you names or is not respecting your life choices or, tells you what to do, that's when you need to set the boundary. So healthy boundaries.
Please give us comments, give us a like on this video. If you have any questions, ask us perhaps, and visit our websites also. We are both working as therapists. We work Skype, we work one-to-one, but we are available.
Yep, we're available to talk, we're available to give you guidance, and there's many more videos on Agnes's channel and my channel. but you can find it all on our website. So anything you want to ask us, please don't hesitate, and watch our videos, give us likes, give us comments, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.